Nice to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. Good. Welcome. How's it going? We're joined now by Alex Caravan, solo ball, Silas Demery Jr., Braylon Mullins, Terrace Reed Jr., and their teammates are also available in the UConn locker room at this time. We have 5 student athletes from UConn joining us here in the main interview room. If you have a question for any of them, please raise your hand. You can state your name, media outlet, and address the student athlete who you'd like the question to go to. Looking for the first question for UConn. Hands up. Let's go on the left side.
Joe Root of the Hartford Current. Alex, I'm just curious. Obviously, it was like 5 months ago when you guys played in the exhibition against Michigan State. Is there anything valuable that you can take out of that? Obviously, teams are different now, but is there anything about the way that they play or what they're trying to do that you can take out of that in the prep for this?
Yeah, I mean, you remember the physicality that they play with, the rebounding, how fast they play at the pace that they play at. So there's a couple of key pointers that you could remember. Obviously, the personnel too, but I mean, they're so different from October to March, just like we are, and how much better they've gotten. And, I mean, their freshmen have gotten so much better. Just everyone on their roster has been playing way better than they obviously have in October. So I think you just remember the physicality and the pace that they play at.
We're going to come up front on the right side.
Graham Couch, Lansing State Journal for Terrace. Jackson and you were in the same class, and I think faced each other high school and maybe AAU. Do you remember the first time you met him in a camp or any of your early matchups? Anything that stands out to you before college?
Yeah, we were in the same recruiting class, 2022, knowing that we were one of the top bigs in that class. And like I said, he was committed to Michigan State, and I was committed to Michigan. So right there from there, it was like a rivalry from the start. But like I said, just to see where he's transformed his game and developed since we both were freshmen, now we're both seniors, is tremendous. So like I said, I've been seeing him a lot in high school, played against him my 2 years when I was in Michigan. So this is going to be probably our last matchup.
On the right side toward the back, Adam.
Hey, guys, Adam Zagoria. I guess for Alex and anybody else who wants to answer, the Big East has faced a lot of kind of doubts and questions this year. The league was down. Only 3 teams from the league are in the tournament. What kind of statement does it make that you guys and St. John's are both here in the Sweet 16? And if, both teams advance, what kind of statement would that make about the Big East?
We'll ask Alex to take that, and then Solo.
Yeah, I think I've always thought the Big East is a tough conference regardless of how it is. I mean, the uniqueness that it has in the round robin and, for St. John's to respond the way that they did in the Big East and obviously be in the Sweet 16 and after the tough non-conference that they had, I think it speaks a lot to who they are as a team. And, for us, I think we've been playing at a pretty consistent level and obviously wish we could play better in certain games. But, I mean, we've always had so much respect for the Big East no matter what. And, it's nice to see that the Big East is well represented still in this tournament.
Solo.
Yeah, I feel like game in and game out, no matter who you play in the Big East, it's a tough game. And they're incredibly physical. There's not going to be a lot of calls that the refs make, but you just got to play through it. And I think that physicality is just something that isn't within a lot of those other conferences that we're able to adjust to. That's actually helped us going into some of these like non-conference games and games that we're not playing conference teams. So, I mean, be interesting to match up with them again if that happens, but we're just focused on like one game at a time.
We're going to stay in the back of the room, guys, on the right side.
WTOP Radio here in Washington. Question for the players: lessons from previous NCAA tournament runs that have helped you out so far this March and will help you this weekend.
Alex, you've played in many NCAA tournament games. Yes. We'll give you that one.
No, definitely. I think it really is just taking it one game at a time. You obviously want to enjoy the process and really experience every game that you can, but really just taking it one game at a time. You can't look too far ahead. And a couple of us up here were a part of the loss to Florida last year. So, keeping that pain and just remembering how difficult it is to lose in March Madness and just, the consequences of it.
Alex, choose a teammate to also answer that question.
Silas.
I don't really have much prior experience other than last year, but I'd probably say you got to just go into the game being ready for the moment. I know, like as a kid, a lot of us dreamed of playing in the tournament. So, just being able to balance, being ready and being a little bit anxious, knowing that it's okay, but once you get through those first couple minutes of the game, being able to adjust and, following the game plan.
Thank you, Silas. We're going to go up front with Wayne.
Wayne Norman, UConn Sports Network. For Terrace, Alex said that Michigan State is a much better team now than they were back in October. How do you think UConn has improved since October?
Yeah, I feel like we've been able to really gel together. Like I said, stick together on both sides of the court. I feel like our defense rebound has really increased, especially these last 2 games. So, like I said, I've been playing against State literally my whole career, and then so it's gonna be pretty fun. Epic battle tomorrow night, so I can't wait for it.
Right side toward the back.
Zach Peerless, CBS Sports. This is for Terrace and then Alex and Solo, I guess, if you can chime in as well. You committed to come to UConn, and then a couple months later, Dan Hurley was getting offers from the Lakers. There was a lot of stuff going on there. Can you take me through that kind of whirlwind of those few days? And then when he decided to come back, he didn't just decide to come back, but he said, I'm here to win championships. So can you take me through that little stretch of you committing, you having those few days of not being sure, and then him returning?
That's Terrace first, then Alex, then Solo.
Yeah, when the news broke that the Lakers looking at Coach Hurley, honestly, you wanted to play for him, Like, that's why I came to UConn, play for Coach like Coach Hurley. But I feel like we did a good job of focusing on the task and keeping the main thing. We had a great group of guys last year, just really focused on, like I said, being better each game, day in and day out. So when Coach said he returned, I remember that first practice when it leaked out to the media, when he posted it on Twitter. It was ready to go from there. So just excited that I just chose to play at UConn, and I want to play in moments and games and be in like the position I am in today.
I'd say what Terrace said too, but I've had a great relationship with Coach Hurley and still do, and just whatever he wanted to do, whatever would make him happy, whatever make his family happy, that's ultimately what we all wanted. And for him to come back and want to stay at UConn was a blessing for us, and we greatly appreciated that, and we just want to, repay him with how we play on the basketball court.
Solo.
Yeah, I remember when it first happened, I was actually up in the air. I thought he was going to be gone, to be honest with you, when it first came out. But, over time, when you get to know Coach and just how he is as a person, like this is all he wants to pour into just college athletes. Just that's what it seems like, and it's just been great. I know I don't even know how to explain, like, how I was really feeling in the moment, but it's just great to have him back. We couldn't do anything without the coach and the whole staff that we have, and just being a part of just a great staff and great team is just electric.
On the left side toward the front.
Silas, just how are you feeling, and how big were these last few days to recover that ankle?
Well, I'm feeling a lot better. The past couple of days have been a lot of rehab, a lot of treatment, just trying to get me as close as I can back to 100%. But I would say I'm feeling a little bit better. Doing everything I can, still going to do stuff once we leave here, just trying to get even better. So I feel like I'm in a better spot I was than last week, and just trying to get back close to 100% the best I can.
Up front to the front row, Crispy. That's Mike Crispino.
Yeah, that's it. Mike Crispino, UConn Sports Network. This is for Braylon and Silas, maybe Solo too. You've played a couple games here, winner go home games. So does that take a little bit of pressure off? Do you get comfortable with the idea that we win tonight or we got to go home?
Yeah, I think just going in last weekend with the 2 wins, it gives us a bunch of confidence, and just the momentum coming into the Sweet 16 is just, I think we all have confidence in each other. We're all trusting each other. And, I think the pressure's not there. We all know the consequences with this. So, we're all going to play like it's our last game.
Yeah, well, like Braylon said, the pressure is kind of no pressure now at this point. It's like make or break time. So it's, are we willing to make the plays and want to keep practicing together, or are we just going to be satisfied with being done? So I think, like last week gave us a lot of confidence, those 2 wins. So now I think our confidence is through the roof, and we just got to keep playing together and having joy and having fun.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that Coach said, the message at least, was just not like we want to keep playing with one another for the rest of this season. We don't want to end the season tragically or anything like that. So the biggest thing at least was just, oh my, I blanked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I blanked on your question. Can you ask again?
Just having played a couple of games in this tournament that win or go home, does that relieve the pressure a little bit, make you feel a little more comfortable?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It relieves so much pressure, especially through the first 2 rounds. I think the first 2 rounds, that's where you feel the most. especially just because you're playing teams that are seated below you. But I mean, you know how good each team is coming into this tournament. So yeah, definitely the pressure's off, and we just got to learn to just trust one another. Sorry about that, though, because it went to 3 people again. I got caught.
No, you're all good. Press conferences aren't win or go home. Second row, Christy.
Christy Winter-Scott, Big Ten Network, and Alex, this is for you. With regards to the schematics on the offensive side that Michigan State likes to do in terms of pace of play, just under 16 fast break points per contest for them, what's it going to take to be disruptive to how they want to play in terms of speed and up and down the floor?
Yeah, I mean, we always got to dictate how we play, just the pace that we play at, making sure our defense is always set, communicating after a made basket, no celebrating, just got to sprint back. And, even after a missed basket, too, just communicate, just match up, and really, it's really just mainly communication, just communicating to each other and just knowing who we're guarding the personnel. So, I mean, they're one of the fastest teams in the country, and we just got to be ready for that.
Going back up front with Wayne.
Silas, you'll likely get matched up tomorrow against Jeremy Fears. What's your take on him, and what do you see the biggest challenges in guarding him will be?
I think he's a very steady point guard. I think he's averaging a little under 10 assists a game. So, he's very good at getting into the paint, getting everybody shots, getting his bigs the ball. I think he's a very good defender. He pushes their pace a lot. I think he gets it out in transition and runs. He hits a lot of pitch aheads to Cohen Carr and Kohler and Cooper as well. So, that matchup I'm looking forward to. I just got to be able to guard him without getting in foul trouble because he's good at drawing fouls. So just being smart and just staying down and forcing him into tough shots.
We have time for 1 or 2 more questions if there are any. I see another.
Solo, obviously playing at UConn, you never know whose night it's going to be. You could have Terrace's night or Alex's night in the first 2 games here, but how much fun does that make it, to go into a game and just know that coach is going to lean into the hot hand and play that way?
Yeah, I mean, that's the glory of this team. I feel like we're talented 1 through 15, top to bottom. So, I mean, when you have a bunch of different players that are good at and capable of doing so many different things, I mean, you just got to feed the hot hand, like you said, and just continue to get the ball. I mean, when T. Reed is underneath the basket and we know that there's a big man that's like 50 pounds, like lighter than him, we're going to get him the ball every time, and he's going to score. And when AK is coming off screens and they're trailing him, like, he's going to find the right man and he's going to make the right play. So, I mean, we know that at the end of the day for every single one of these players on the team that, like, what they're capable of. And, yeah, I mean, we're always going to trust each other.
Take our final question all the way back into the right. WTOP.
Question for Alex and Terrace. Michigan State ranks, I believe, 4th nationally in rebounding margin. What is it that makes them such a challenge on the glass? What's going to be the focus and the key?
Alex first, then Terrace.
I mean, they go every single time. Defensively, they're blocking out every single time. Offensively, they're crashing. I mean, 1 through 5 crashing the glass. So being up for the challenge, being ready for the challenge, matching their physicality. And, it's really about will and just determination, who wants the ball and who's willing to continue their season by rebounding the ball.
Yeah, like AK said, it's going to be a challenge on the glass, like both sides. Like, we're going to challenge them, they're going to challenge us. So I feel like being able to really set the tone early, because the game's going to be won on the boards. The boards and the defensive end, whoever gets the most rebounds, stops the other team, and turns the ball over less is going to win the game. So I feel like we've been doing a good job the past 2 games, really crashing the glass, and that's not going to change for us.
We want to thank Alex, Solo, Silas, Braylon, and Terrace for joining us here in the main interview room. They're going to head back to the locker room, rejoin their teammates. That locker room is open until 3:35, and Coach Hurley is next in just a moment. Thanks, guys. Again, the UConn locker room is open for student-athlete availability until 3:35. We'll be joined in just a moment by head coach Dan Hurley here in the main interview room. That was for you, Sheer. Hey, Coach. Nice to see you.
Good seeing you, man.
Got one for you if you want it.
Oh, it's got to be my special water. Just give me an empty cup. What's that, Bobby? No, I think stand down, Bobby.
Opening statement from you, Coach, then we'll take some questions.
Yeah, great to wake up here today in D.C., that beautiful weather, and, just excited about the matchup, obviously, to be in this region. There's a lot of buzz, a lot of electricity around around D.C. this week, so just can't wait to have our partner tomorrow night.
If you have a question for Coach Hurley, raise your hand. We're going to go to the center.
Thanks.
There's our first one.
Kyle Tucker, 24/7 Sports. Rick was in here earlier. There's been a lot of talk about it today. He said there's no such thing as a blue blood anymore. That's sort of the current climate is sort of equalized things. Where do you stand on that? And you're kind of an interesting one to ask because the debate was whether UConn became a blue blood in the last several years.
Yeah. No, I think Coach is right. I think nowadays, I think, tradition, history, it doesn't mean, as much as it did, to recruits, whether they're portal or high school players. I think first and foremost right now, it's about overall commitment that you're going to make, whether that's NIL, the way you travel, the quality of your facilities. It's you can't get by on your brand anymore, and players dreaming of having played there one day. Like none of these kids care about that anymore, and none of the people close to them care about it, because a majority of the people that are advising the kids now are agents who are looking at it from a business perspective, or families that are not sentimental about any of this. So, if anything, it's maybe a negative because fans don't understand it, media doesn't understand it. You have as good a chance to win at a non-blue blood, maybe even a better chance, because you don't have the pressure and the expectations or the burden of the jersey or the logo.
Center of the rim, Dana. Left side microphone.
I don't think I did that. Dana O'Neill with CNN Sports. I asked some of the other coaches this, and I say it without accusing you.
Did somebody just turn the lights off?
It wasn't me, Dan.
I feel like a puppet up here.
Would you like to?
I will do something, yes.
Watching, you and some other coaches, obviously, there are times that this game does not look to be pleasurable. It's torturous sometimes to watch you guys when you coach. Why do you, you look a little frustrated sometimes. Yeah. What is the joy? Everyone talks about, I love coaching. What is it that you actually truly love about it, if you can identify that?
I think you love the day-to-day, the grind. I think you love the work. You love the people that you do the work with. That's it. How close you get to your staff, your players, when you're striving for things together, and it's incredibly difficult to do, and you sacrifice and you commit and you care so much. I mean, like when you're with another group of people that care so much about each other and what you're trying to accomplish, it's it's an addictive feeling. That's why I think it's when I see these coaches like Coach Izzo coaching into their 70s, Rick Pitino, I'm like, that's why they can't walk away. It's not the money. These guys got enough money. It's that connection. And the season, it alternates between relief and suffering, and then I think I think the joy that you get is from a sense of you did a good job at the end of the year when it's all over and you could look back and say, I got the most out of my team, or the team got the most out of itself, and I could look back on that with some level of satisfaction and say it was a job well done based on the team we had. We got as far and as much out of the season as we could.
Up front on the right, Detroit.
Chris Solari, Detroit Free Press. Dan, I wondered, looking back at the October exhibition game, I know Terrace didn't play in that game, but both of your teams got off to really hot starts to the season. I'm wondering how much did that maybe play a factor, kind of the iron on iron, if you will, to get each team prepared for the season?
Yeah, I'm doing the exhibition. It's there's no greater test than playing, Michigan State or a Tom Izzo coach team, or this group of just credible players that they got, the men they have on the team. So we were very intentional about trying to schedule them for that game right before the opener, so we could really identify our vulnerabilities, and they were on full display in that game. They exposed us. I think we gave up 6 or 7 free throw rebounds in that game. Our transition defense was a joke. We got assaulted on the glass. There was a lot there in that game that we were able to show the guys this week when we got manhandled. We're a much different team. They're a much different team. But there's certainly, it helped us both get ready for November and December because we're obviously two of the best teams in the country.
Midway back on the right, CBS. Adam, pass that over one. Thank you.
Zach Peerless, CBS Sports. Dan, when you talk to Tom Izzo about what he has built, something that's lasted over several decades, and your dad as well, does it inspire you to want to build something similar at UConn in terms of being able to do it for a long, long time, even in an era where it can be a little bit more difficult and things are kind of constantly changing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I wanted a gap year last year. I don't know how he does it. I mean, I don't know how Coach Izzo's done it. I don't. It's obviously the fortitude, the passion that he has, just to be so consistent. I mean, when you look at the number of Sweet 16s and making a tournament like almost 30 straight years of qualifying for this tournament. Like this tournament gets with each year, it's harder to qualify for. But what gets Coach Izzo up every single day? It's the impact he has on his players. It's how much he loves being a builder of teams, being a developer of men. I don't think he chases. I mean, there's part of him, I'm sure, that chases the external achievements, but the guy's just an authentic coach that loves being a coach of men. And I mean, I hope I'm looked upon when my career's over. I don't know that I'll have his longevity. I just could only hope that people look at me as a coach the way they look at him and the way I look at him.
Coach, same part of the room. Adam
Zagor. I'm the designated St. Benedict's prep beat writer in this room. You talked about
and pro Frisbee.
Yeah, that too. You talked about the commitment to NIL from schools. You've said many times that Kamani and Luke are ready to be head coaches. When these guys go into interview, do you feel they need like a minimum commitment of NIL money from schools that they talk to? And just in general, it seems like a lot of mid-major other coaches moving up. Is their number one priority the NIL number they're going to get from the new school?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's just NIL. Whether it's Kamani or Luke or any coach right now, it's like, am I going to be able to hire, an excellent staff around me? Am I going to be I'm playing high major games, or am I going to be on a Southwest flight C-38? With my 7-foot center, the next day, as opposed to being on a charter. It's if you're not all in on a full commitment, you can't win. And that goes for mid majors too. I mean, you got to have one of the best jobs in in your league, if possible. And if you're not, and if you're going to take a job that's not at the top of the league, you better get assurances in your contract that you're going to have this much to spend on a roster and this much for staff, and that you're going to charter every flight, and that you're going to do nutrition and if practice facility. I mean, you got to have everything in place. If you shortcut anything in today's college basketball, you're trying to get by on nostalgia. You got no shot.
Left side, second row, Christy.
Christy Winter Scott, Big
You're
Ten
not allowed to
Network.
ask me a question. Or kid's like great player on the other team. I think this is illegal. No, I'll let you do it.
Well, and Christy's got.
I've been watching a lot of film. I know who everyone.
Christy's game's outstanding.
I know.
Gosh. Anyway, I had to recalibrate myself after that. No, going back to that game in October, what have you learned most about your team since then, and also about Michigan State's team since then, and about yourself as a coach?
Yeah. Well, I'll start with Michigan State. Their improvement across the board as a team. Because Coach, I remember leaving me a message after the scrimmage, and I think we spoke maybe a couple of days later about our teams, but like he was really disappointed in how they showed up for that. And so their improvement, the development across the board, just how much better they've gotten individually, the perimeter players, the 3-point shooting, Fears' development as the point guard, Cooper making threes, lobs, scoring in the post, Kohler doing the same things minus the lob dunks. The wing shooting, your son, amongst the issues that we've got to deal with on the perimeter. So, for us, we weren't healthy in that one. But we both, I think, have had a very similar year. We both have had great seasons. We both, I thought, crushed the non-conference. We played at the top of our league in conference play, and now we're, both in the second weekend. So, I'm just excited to. I feel like it's a honorable game to be able to, for UConn, Michigan State. It's a crazy Sweet 16 game, and excited to be in it.
Coach, we're going to head down for one more question. But we're going to do it in 17 seconds as soon as this clock expires.
All right. Not sure why you're doing that, but
I'll tell you why momentarily. And go ahead.
Coach Dan Zakshevsky.
I'll explain to everybody.
So
our satellite time just ended, and I don't want to start a question
right.
and then not get to the answer. And I want to be responsibly moderating.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I do in moderation.
Let's go. Satellites.
Dan Zakshevsky, Outkick. I asked Coach Izzo earlier today about how people in the media often criticize him for, quote unquote, hard coaching. He actually brought you up, and I'll read what he said. Izzo.
Oh, okay.
I'll read what he said. He said,
Who brought me up?
I love Danny Hurley, not because it's a love fest, not because he says the right things. He's not afraid of saying what he has to the players he has, and he's even better than me. He takes it to the officials. I love that about him. I really do.
He's working the refs already, man. He set me up.
But my question to you is, what do you think, first of all, your response to what Coach Izzo said, and then what do you think it says about the culture that people see, yelling or hard coaching and somehow think that's a problem?
Yeah, I just think that's, society. We've gotten soft in a lot of ways. I think with with trying to develop young people. I think young people, the teachers and coaches that impact their lives the most are not the teachers and coaches that gave them a grade they didn't deserve. I mean, you remember the teachers and coaches that pushed you to your maximum. That pushed you beyond your comfort level. That got the most out of you. That English teacher that made you do the work, and the tests were hard, and you had to study hard. And just think the same thing applies to coaching. I feel like I got a responsibility. I coach 18, 19, 20-year-old men. There's a lot that I got to instill in them. There's a lot of discipline. There's a lot of accountability. There's a lot of commitment that I've got to instill in them to prepare them for the real world. The real world is tough. It's cruel. You got to be equipped. So on the flip side of how I'm driving them and pushing them to be the best that they can be and prepare them for life, I got a very close bond with my players. I love them. They know I love them. and a lot of our relationship that the media doesn't see, or times that we spend, together, laughing, joking, making fun of each other. You don't see that part of me. You unfortunately just sometimes see the monster.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks for your time. And the bonus question. That was.
Oh, shit. But the satellite was back. All right, brother.
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off on the.
Appreciate you, my friend.